What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards and Plastic Spacemen and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and
Trent Hoffman.
You're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 193. Today we have a fun guest and fellow podcaster, Chris Maza from the Maza Musing podcast. How are you, Chris?
Good. How you doing? Great to be here.
You cannot say that 3 times fast. It's.
I know. I've people have told me that I need a better, an easier name to say.
Well, it's that or nothing.
That or nothing. It rhymes.
It does.
It's there.
Let
Yeah,
M's,
exactly.
though.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And you heard my little buddy, Mr.
up?
Trent Hoffman. What's
Hi.
up, dude? How
What's
are
up?
you? What's going on?
Nothing much. School.
School, yeah.
Homework.
Homework, yeah. Gotcha. Halloween's coming.
Yeah.
It's fastly approaching.
Yeah, we need to still get like 2 more things and we're done.
Okay. For his Halloween outfit,
Yeah,
he wants to be
Casey
What are we doing?
Casey Jones.
Oh, all right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Awesome.
So we looked probably for like a day just trying to find the Casey Jones. Then we couldn't find it. Then
No, we could not find it.
the dad took my dad took off, or he took off, and so basically they went to Meyer. We looked at Meyer like previously for Ellie's costume.
We were there like 2 nights before, and he's like, "Dad, I really want this Casey Jones mask." And I was like, "Okay." And then I look online, it's like discontinued. It's like not, it's like, he's like, "Dad, but this is the mask I want." I'm like, "Dude, I can't spend like $50 on this thing, And
Right.
it's just like,
We went to Meyer. I looked in the collectibles. I looked over there, just glanced, didn't see it.
right. So then we left empty-handed, and so we were back there like 2 days later, like doing shopping and stuff like that, and I was going by the collectible section again.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I don't know if it was divine intervention or what, but there it was. This mask that shouldn't be there. And so my wife Jen was like down a couple aisles or whatever. So like I did like kind of a Simba thing, kind of like held it up. And she's like, "No way!" I'm like, "I know, right?" So we were. It was a desperate, because he had basically, of course, procrastination is our middle name, because like, the dance is Friday. This is Friday. Like this is.
Oh, man.
It's like we are T-minus 5 hours or whatever, and so then of course we had to like tell a little fib and be like, "Well, you might like it, you might not," and
I bought it.
and then we got it.
I'm like, okay, it's better than anything.
So, anyways, Casey Jones. That's a long-winded story. Say, yeah, he's gonna be Casey Jones. So.
Yeah.
Do you go all out for Halloween or what?
So we have in the past. This year, my daughter, she's 6.
Yeah.
She decided to just go like totally. I don't know where she came up with the idea. She was just like, I'm just going to be a pumpkin. And we
Oh,
were just like, oh, okay.
Perfect.
So my
perfect.
wife was just like, yeah, fine. So we'll be farmers, and so just throw on some flannel, we're good. And the 6-year-old was just like, no, I'm a random pumpkin. Like you guys are not involved in this. Like I'm,
This this is
I'm
not a
the only-
you guys
themed
are
event.
you guys are done.
Yeah.
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 We wore the flannel anyway. We went to something this weekend, and she
Did you
was
do like a trunk or treats, man? That's the
yes,
best.
yeah,
Best.
Yeah, Dad.
It's like we got to do trunk or treats.
Yeah,
man.
he dresses up as like a.
I'm a
he-
stormtrooper.
TK.
Obviously, it's pretty
yeah.
much
People are
every Halloween. In fact, that's when I first wore. Once I got everything together, that was literally like my debut. Was like Halloween. I'm like, I'm going out.
Nice.
Out, testing it out. So
Yeah, and people are like some people are still amazed. Like, oh my gosh, it's a stormtrooper.
yeah,
To
I'm
us, it's
still
like-
amazed, but it's very hot. It's very hot.
It's better. I'd rather be hot than blind in my Jawa costume. I'm like,
Yeah, he's a Jawa. So
Mom?
Yeah,
What?
I've got the cards.
yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, obviously, it's like, but yeah, it's hot.
I need to get
I'd imagine.
It's a funny thing. Plastic does not breathe. It's funny. It's just
And you got to figure, these guys like hanging out on Tatooine just
Yeah.
have to just be melting.
the worst. The worst. Of course, in the movies, in canon, that's why the sand troopers have the backpack, because it's also like a
Oh, right.
filtration system.
What do you mean?
Like they get like hydrated and like they clean out all their smelly stuff. They're sweating. If you're a stormtrooper in Tatooine, it's like the worst job ever.
Yeah, some people like. Is it? What do you know? I heard this like theory where
Okay.
stormtroopers
Oh boy.
act like they're shooting bad, but they're actually better or something, so they could like surprise them and like shoot 'em, like,
So in A New Hope, the whole idea is they want them to escape because they want to find out where the rebel base is, because Tarkin put a homing device on the Falcon.
Right. So
the
basically,
storm-
they're trying to drive them back to the Falcon so that they can.
So the stormtroopers are basically they got the orders like make it look good, but not too good, and some might die. I'm sorry, but that's the deal. Let them think that they're escaping. So it's true, because why would Obi-Wan say, these blasters, he's like not as precise as Imperial stormtroopers? See what I'm saying? When he's talking about the Tusken Raiders and all that.
yeah, Tusken Raiders are very violent. Already no,
They can be. Can be, yeah.
Of course, then the Tusken Raiders hitting a pod racer from up on a ridge. So
Dude,
I love
yeah,
that.
dude, when they got that recycler rifle and there's like, boom, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that
I love
was-
how they're like, okay, or like they're placing bets and stuff. Like, okay, they're just like, who can make it faster?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That is a heck of a shot, considering
The Tusken
how
Raider.
fast the pod racers are going.
Or you could as if you're a gamer, you lead with the guy. Or
You lead. Oh,
You
the
lead.
Tusken Raiders are leading. Well, maybe they got a little. They've seen enough pod races. They get better over time. So.
They just like don't even look.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, you ready to get into this main topic?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All right, Chris. Let's find out a little bit about you. So, how did you
Sure.
get into Star Wars?
So Star Wars, I've been a fan of for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
So I'm in my 40s. So I was growing up in like the 90s, when it was kind of like that weird period between like Star Wars wasn't quite cool anymore and it wasn't quite cool again yet. So, there was a period where there wasn't a lot happening with it. So like I just really dove into the that original trilogy and
Sunk your teeth in.
yeah, and then later on in life, truthfully, I'll say I got into a lot of the other stuff later on. Like I was way late to the party on like the animated stuff,
Gotcha.
like which is just brilliant as far as I'm concerned.
What were you
And,
sleeping
I
on,
thought it was
man?
kid
You know?
stuff,
Yeah.
like, so I think again, it was one of those things that, like I was, 1999 when the Phantom Menace came out.
Phantom
I was,
Menace.
I was a senior in high school. So, that kind of reignited some things for me, but it wasn't then again until I got to be an adult that I really kind of had the time to get back involved in everything again.
Mm.
So it was kind of fits and spurts. Like I loved it when I was a kid. Then, some new movies came out when I was
Got
in
an
high school
adult.
and
You became an
college.
adult. Be like, man.
And then I became an adult and adult things happened and I lost sight of it, like I did with a lot of things that made me happy. And
Mm,
then I found it again as an adult, a full-fledged adult, and I love it. So
nice. Very cool. Very cool. Um, what about Disney? Like, where does that those intersect, or is that kind of the same time frame? What's happening with your Disney front there?
so yeah, I actually, I again grew up in a time when like, The Lion King and all of these great Disney animated
Yes.
movies were coming out. And then again, I kind of felt like I grew out of it a little bit.
Can't watch
And then I met
cartoons.
like I still love the classics and everything, but I wasn't like going to like see what the new Disney movie was
Sure,
when
sure,
I was,
sure.
a teenager. Um,
True.
then again, as an adult, I met my wife who's big into Disney, and I actually found myself becoming like a Disney fanatic when we went to Disney for our honeymoon.
Oh, that was the
We went
honeymoon
like
destination.
so she said, can we go to Disney for our honeymoon? I was just like, oh yeah, sure, that'll be fun,
Yeah.
whatever. And then I was just like, this is awesome. And
This is great.
yeah, and now again, it's just like it's one of those things that I'm just like fully invested in. And
Yeah.
so we actually have a timeshare down there through Disney, and so we go regularly. It's like part of our family tradition now. So
Part of the deal, huh?
I
yeah.
Nice.
heard also they use um I think it's pretty genius. They have like a smells like there's like some vents where they like blow like some smell of cookies or like anything to like get the customers like, hey, I want a cookie. It smells good.
Oh,
I swear they do stuff like that. There are times where I'll have a smell will hit my nose. I'm
yeah.
just like, oh, that smells like this place.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, we've only been there once, and I just remember, I think we stayed at Disney Animation. I just remember
Yeah.
like walking in, and they had like full blown like, I don't know, scent thing going on. Just like, oh, this smells so good. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So
And
obviously
now, and now that the two of those, that Disney and Star Wars, I mean, it's basically for me, it's like, one-stop shopping. Like I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but like
yeah.
this is like, Cantina scene Mickey ears, with the
Yes.
with the
That's
Cantina
awesome.
band, and
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
Greedo and Han there, and on
Yeah.
the back we've got
Oh,
got
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it got the whole crew here,
You
and
got the
it,
whole
like I
crew.
saw those and I was just like, like I gotta have these.
So we were talking a little bit about this before because I was like, I know Chris likes Disney, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, so what did you think of the Disney Star Wars merger? Do you think that?
Okay, so there are two parts to this. First off,
Yeah.
the Disney Star Wars merger gave me like Galaxy's Edge when we go visit
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Like that is just like the coolest thing ever. I remember the first time like walking up to
Did you
a
cry?
full size, yeah. Walking up to a full-size Millennium Falcon like was just mind-blowing the
Yeah.
first time. And it's still super cool every
Yeah.
time.
We
And
can't wait to go there.
it's really, such an immersive experience. Like the first time we were there, my wife and I got a drink at one point. We were just, kind of hanging out in the area, just watching it and
Yeah.
everything like that. And I told her, I was just like, I feel like I'm Han Solo right now. Like I'm having a drink in the
Yeah.
spaceport. I'm
Yeah.
just hanging out. The
Watch it.
Millennium Falcon's around the
Right.
corner. Like,
Right.
it was just, this is awesome. So,
We're
and
just gonna stay
as
here all
far
day.
and I think as far as like the entertainment, like the movies and the shows, it's been a mixed bag. Like I
Yeah.
think like something like The Force Awakens, especially for when it happened and how it happened, was absolutely perfect. It was
Yeah.
exactly what the franchise needed at that point.
Yes.
And then there are misses,
Yeah.
there's the rise of Skywalker. And
Yeah.
and for every Mandalorian there's been,
A
a
book of
book of
Boba
Boba
Fett.
Fett.
That was good.
um so
Yeah.
I think it's with anything that like when you're putting as much out as they are,
Yeah.
you're gonna have the hits and misses. You see a lot of that with like the MCU too, and
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and now that Disney's kind of doubled down, right? Because, during COVID and all that, we were getting so much MCU stuff. It's like,
yeah,
bro, this is like crazy.
Mhm.
But I mean, content's good, but it's
It's not as
it's kind of quality over quantity.
yeah,
And like again, to me, a lot of it has to do with writing, and because like if you look at Andor is just lights and above like the Acolyte. It's just so much difference because I think a
Acolyte.
lot of it has to do with writing. It's not that the people that are there and working our show are not talented, because they are. They're beyond
yeah.
talented. I just think it sometimes comes down to that real fine minutia of like writing, and sometimes it can be really good, and sometimes not so much. So,
And sometimes different things strike people's
differently.
different chords with different people. I mean, I'm one of the people who I won't say that I loved the Acolyte. I loved things about it,
Sure.
you know.
Mhm.
And I liked some of the things that it was trying to do.
Oh, they just
But
failed.
the one thing for me, the one thing for me that like I just couldn't, and
Yeah.
it seems like there's been a little bit of a drive this way in the storytelling just generally, is just like I'd really like a Star Wars story now that doesn't portray the Jedi as a bunch of corrupt dunces, like it
Yeah,
seems
like
there's
it was
such a,
right, and I forget. I mean, again, it's bad on me, but I called the bald Jedi, the Karen Jedi. I don't know what her name was. I forget her
The
name.
green
Yeah, and I'm
girl.
just like,
yeah.
yeah, you're covering up like she put it on Soul, right? It was like, dude,
Uh,
what?
Well, you did guess.
Yeah, and then
And
and,
it-
then,
and it was-
they show Yoda showing up. Like Yoda's gonna know what's going on, man.
Yoda's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I think that's like there were mechanisms in there that would have worked for a story if it wasn't a Star Wars story. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
Like,
mean, what the senator says at the end to them, like like he's digging into Karen Jedi or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, they're not wrong, but
yeah,
You're not
Jedi
right.
are supposed to be truthful and all this stuff, and
And
that
she's
was not what was portrayed on the screen.
right.
She's
Yeah,
like-
it's almost to the point where it's just like, are we trying to justify Palpatine here? Like,
Yeah.
is that where we're going with
Right.
this?
I mean, we've had several sidebar discussions, but it's like, if it's kind of like, again, the whole idea is like when they moved the Jedi Temple to Coruscant, that was a really bad idea, because it's like you're not connected to the Force, you're connected to politics, and that's
Right.
kind of what George was trying to portray. Like they're in the heat of it, and not only do that not understand that they got a Dark Lord sitting right across from them, but like there's other things. They're not spiritually connected, and that's why Qui-Gon's like, bro, you got to get outside and touch some grass because like this is what you guys are doing in here is not working out,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Yeah.
And that's why he's not on the council, and that's why I love Qui-Gon because he's like part of the living force, like he's trying to like be a Jedi, and then if you get stuck in that room, you start mingling with politicians. It kind of rubs off, you know. I always
Yeah.
tell them garbage in, garbage out, you know. So you know,
And also, it's like, I love how like Qui-Gon's like he doesn't care what they say. Like he's being truthful with an oath.
yes, yeah,
And
Yeah.
also about what's it called, Acolyte.
yeah.
The only like really good is like
The lightsaber fights were amazing.
like the one with
And-
Darth Toothy, like
Darth, yeah, we call him Darth Toothy. The
and,
stranger, yeah.
and whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The last when we see what's it from the it's like he's like Emperor's
Oh, Plagueis.
Plagueis. That's the only good. Those two are the only good ones.
Yeah.
Like
the one where he takes out all the Jedi.
that was
that
actually
was really good.
because like the only like I like with the newer is it? I think it's the what's the newer one? Is it like the Emperor? I can't think. Star Wars.
What are we talking about? Help me out. I'll
It's
try to
with-
help you out.
It's
If you-
with when they're like the crash Death Star, not like almost like all the.
You're talking about Rise of Skywalker.
Why is it? I can't think. It's
okay.
The Rise of Skywalker.
It's okay.
The fight with Rey and
Yeah.
with Rey
Uh-huh.
and Kylo.
Yeah.
That fight scene stinked. Like, what were they thinking? Like, have you not seen episode have you not seen Revenge of the Sith? Like bro, they're doing the Obi Annie, Darth Maul.
Yeah.
That whole fight was awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
but you
like,
know,
what are you doing? Like, I don't
they-
care if it's family friendly. I don't care if it says Disney owned it. It says PG-14. It's 14.
well, it's PG-13.
14, same thing.
It's okay.
It's like, come on, Disney.
Anyways, Disney. There's some good and bad with Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's
You got Bad Batch.
been a mixed bag, you know.
Yeah, I
you know.
mean,
That batch was awesome.
Bad Batch. It was great.
That
yeah,
was like really good. That,
that
was
was
insane.
solid.
That was a good like, but the only like, it's just sad how
Oh, here we go. You're gonna talk about
Tech.
Tech? It's like Tech's still alive. I'm like, I want to believe that, but I just don't think
But-
so. Sometimes dead is dead, you know.
but it was.
It brings.
But they never mentioned him like to the rest of the time. Like, like they never like
know,
had
I
like
know.
emotional breakdown of like.
It was a very emotional
Yeah.
ending.
No, yeah, and I kind of expected something like that, but then
Yeah.
I was just like, is that like how would they do that without just having people think, okay, this is Echo all over again? you
Right,
know?
right, exactly, right, yeah.
so-
or like, just like they never.
I know we love Tech. I know.
But how do you know he's still not dead? They never proved it. They never said like
That's
they never
true.
they
Heck,
never
there could be
Hey.
another series where Tech shows up.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
you never know.
like in
Darth Maul was cut in half, and somehow he still survived.
Exactly.
Because
Emperor
it was-
and
Palpatine-
somehow Palpatine returns.
yeah, somehow Tech returns. We can have
and
that.
Palpatine. It's just,
Look,
But-
if I mean, I think that they've been teasing that an Omega show. You know, they left that open.
100%. Yeah,
and
I
that
love
opens the
I love
door
the flash
for-
forward. I love the flash forward at that.
That was
That was
awesome.
a really cool.
but they never showed. But also when they do the flash forward, they never see Tech.
Well, that's what
Well-
I'm saying is that there's a door open there
Yeah.
where suddenly Tech is
Yeah, it's just
who
really cool if-
knows
Like if he was like a like his like, it'd be cool if he's like.
It would be cool if Omega's like on some missions and Tech's like in the corner, like Strider in Lord of the Rings, where he's like in the bar, he's kind of hanging in the back, you know. It's Tech, yeah. Yeah, so it's been.
Or it
it's
would
been
be
good
cool
or-
if he like, got
Oh.
like hit in the head, like.
He fell from like way too far.
But it would be
He felt like he was. They were in the clouds.
But like you never know what was under. Like the tree could have stopped. Like a tree could have like.
He could have
crashed.
had like.
Or
an-
like it hit his head and like woke up a couple hours later. He had he had no memory of recall.
amnesia.
an amnesia play.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's classic. Class. That's a
But
classic.
it's still good.
All right, hey, we can write our own. Let's write our own fanfic. Boop, 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 boop. And we'll write our tech story. Okay.
Dear
Dear,
George.
dear Bob Iger, this is my dear KK, dear Auntie KK. This is what
Who's Auntie KK?
Kathleen Kennedy. She's the one over Lucasfilm.
Do we
And
like
and,
her?
and Iger's over Disney right now.
Do we don't like Iger? He's okay. What about the girl?
All I know about Iger is like at Celebration, there was no mention of Mando Grogu, and then all of a sudden, now Mando Grogu is on the docket, and it's the first one out the gate. And it's like,
You can't.
that's 100%.
Yeah, I can't get a read on that at all, and I hate the title. Like that.
The
Please tell me
title
that's
is
a
the
working
worst.
title.
What's the title? What's the title called?
It's like Star Wars fans are just, I don't like saying this word, but stupid. I'm like, come on. Like, couldn't you say, give me a 3-letter phrase, boom, 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 a Mandalorian Grogu story.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it's called?
No, it's called Mandalorian Grogu.
That's all it's called.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's like the most generic.
It's decent, but it's not like the best.
It's not decent. There's no creativity.
Wait, so it's called Mando and Grogu.
The Mandalorian and Grogu.
That's just stupid and dumb and
That's
idiot.
why we don't like saying that word, but that is.
No, I'm joking. We're okay with it.
Well, it's not the best word to say. Let's just say it.
It's fine.
All right. So, so getting back, how did the podcast stuff started for you? Like, what's that journey like for you?
Yeah, like I said with the other stuff, I've been late to the party with podcasts and listening to podcasts. And honestly, I started listening to podcasts like you guys. Pretty late in the game. For a long time, I was just like, I have the radio. Why do I need a podcast?
I got the radio.
But actually, for work, I work for a newspaper, and we started a podcast. So I actually started my own podcast to kind of practice and get experience both on, because I'm on the mic and I'm also doing editing.
Yeah.
So I did it kind of as just a little side thing. I was like, nobody's actually going to listen to this, but it's a good way for me to to get some experience,
to sharpen
with this.
the skills, like just kind of
especially especially if I'm doing this as part of what I'm getting paid to do, I should probably know a thing or two about what I'm doing.
Sure.
Which I didn't when I volunteered to be part of the team who does this. So
right.
And so I just started out, and eventually I had some trouble figuring out what I was going to talk about and stuff like that. And eventually I was just like, why don't I just have fun with this? And I'll talk about fun things and things that I find fun. And then I started doing things where, like, what do other people find fun? Like I did a podcast with a friend of mine who's got a wrestling podcast. Yeah. I don't know a thing about wrestling,
What, brother? Okay.
Like my exposure to wrestling was, like Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. Anything that's happening now, I don't have any
right.
But it was something that he was interested in, so I wanted to know why he's interested in it. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff too. Cool. So stuff that I'm interested in, like, I don't go to the movies nearly as much as I'd like. Like, I have a hard time keeping up with what, like, the Marvel stuff was coming out so fast and furious at one point. I couldn't keep up with it.
Right.
I've got a buddy who reviews movies, and so I've had him on in the past and just be like, what's good, man? Because I can't see it all. So it's basically just like things that I find interesting. So there's a lot of Disney content on there. I found it sometimes hard to do Star Wars content, and maybe that's just me, mostly because, like, sometimes I find that, like, people are so negative about Star Wars all the time and that's one of the things that I've loved about, like, what you guys are doing, and like some of the other, like, Red 5 folks. Like, I love the guys at Conversations. Those guys are hilarious.
Pat and Charles are funny.
I love them. They're fun. They're awesome.
They're awesome.
Because it's all about having fun with it,
Yeah.
and that's really what
It's pretty
why
much
I got
the
into
adage,
Star Wars. It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty much the adage of life, because like if you're passionate about something, it's going to come over natural, right? If you're not passionate about it and you're like reading from a script or reading from like Wikipedia or whatever, it's like, and then the Jedi slay, like you sound, it's not as authentic, and you're not, again, you should be doing things like you said that are fun, so right.
And I think that's really why Star Wars and Disney, I connect with those so much, is because both
fun.
of them make me feel like a kid again. It's like I get such joy out of these things that that they're great to talk about. So that's really it. So especially when those two things merged for me in that respect, it was just like, great, this is one stop shopping for me in a way.
Thank you.
But yeah, so a lot of the podcast is just talking with people about what they find fun, talking about things that I find fun. My wife joins me quite often on the podcast.
Nice.
My 6-year-old daughter has joined us a couple of times.
Very good. Yeah.
Even something like we took a trip to Montreal. It was just like so we did a podcast about that and the fun things we did with that.
Cool.
And,
yeah.
So it's basically just trying to keep it light, and there's so much stuff going on in people's lives that if they take 45 minutes and hear about something that either they find fun too, or they learn about why it might be fun for them, then great.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So. That's awesome. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
You got to have fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What?
No,
yeah, it's cool. It turned from something I was doing for work into a really cool hobby. So, yeah.
Well, and like you said, you kind of branch off and you understand like other people's passion and like what they're about,
And you can try it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like just meeting people in the Star Wars community is so fun, because it's like everyone has a different entry point, and I think that's super fun. And like there are so many different rabbit holes, like
too many.
There's too many. Well, there's too many, but I'm saying that's good, because like somebody could be like, I just like this one thing here, but they know they're like super like nerdy core deep in this. Like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And some people are very broad, and some are, it's everything in between.
Star Trek's better. I'm like, no, just like
This is not Star Trek podcast.
No, it's me. Yeah. No, I just like follow my blaster.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Phaser does not equal blaster. Bye. Yeah.
Bye. No, I don't mind if you like Star Trek. Is if you talk negative about it, I'm just like no. Wow. I understand. Like it's cool how it's like it's basically trying to find different planets, finding different planets and see what's.
It's like
on
the
it.
United Nations of space.
It's basically it's like you're trying to find what's new. But for Star Wars, there's many different creatures. Like, hey, I haven't seen that in that. Like, it's instead of them telling you, you try to find it, or there's more action. There's more. Just everything's just better.
In conclusion, everything's better. So. Well, that again, we have to respect other people, but sometimes they can also be wrong. It's so we connected because you answered one of our questions about Darth Vader. So
wait,
what?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like we were talking about our favorite lines of Darth Vader, because James Earl passed away.
I'm surprised how he did. He should have managed to like.
He should have. Been in a Darth Vader suit forever, I don't know, but
no, he should be reincarnated into Darth Vader.
Yeah, but
That'd be awesome.
So what makes Darth Vader so iconic? Why are we fascinated with Darth Vader?
He's just cool.
I think that he just has such a presence. Like the first time that you see Darth Vader, he doesn't say a thing, and he just walks into the hallway and he just commands like just your attention. And
right. I'm gonna add a little bit. It's a very wrestling entrance. Like he has a very big like. There's pyro. The door explodes, and the music. He just kind of walks out
Wait, who
like
is that though? Is that James Earl John? No,
James Earl John. Who's that? James Earl Jones is the
Jones.
voice. David Prowse is the actor that played him.
So he just he does everything but besides the voice.
Well, he did the voice, but then they didn't tell him that he was going to get dubbed.
He's like, was he British?
He was British.
I can't imagine. It would just be fun if like,
I'll show you a couple clips. There's a couple clips where, like, they have him, talking. And it's not the same.
Didn't they call him like Darth Farmer or something like that because his accent was so weird?
Yeah. Well, but George did him dirty. Like George should have told him, like, especially like as it got closer to the premiere, like, bro, we went a different direction, and he didn't find out until he was watching the film.
Yeah.
Wait,
have you seen? Have you ever seen there's a documentary, I Am Your Father?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because George thought he gave away the plot for Empire.
Mm-hmm.
He had loose lips a little bit. David Prowse did,
happened?
and then they blacklisted him. They basically like he wasn't at any Star Wars convention.
What
Like he
happened?
couldn't. Well, he in some newspaper this is before they started filming Empire. He mentioned to the fact it would be cool if Darth Vader was like more to Luke than just a bad guy. And I don't know if he full on said like maybe they're father son. I don't know if my memory's a little foggy, but he pretty much was like it'd be cool. And so like they thought that he was spilling the beans before.
Yeah.
The beans.
Yeah. Beans.
All
right, so
but yeah, no, I think in terms of Darth Vader, I think that it really was the whole package. You had the physical presence from Dave Prowse. You had James Earl Jones as the voice.
They're
And
both just
you also had John Williams with
music.
basically creating an extra layer to that in Empire by giving him his own soundtrack. You walk into a room with that playing. I mean, it's hard for anybody to pay
it's
attention
a head
to anything
turner.
else.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
No, I love.
What do you like, Darth Vader?
I just like I love how if you like get into it, you find out how it's like he turns and just like how like like everything just take the emotions like he doesn't care if he kills a kid, he doesn't care if he kills a lost puppy, he doesn't care.
At that point, yes,
he doesn't care. But
yeah.
the fun when it's what's it called when it's in I can't talk. I'm sorry. When it's in
It's okay. Which are we talking about? A movie
with Jenna and the planet Jenna.
You mean Rogue One?
I can't think anymore.
Rogue One?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
I should be like fluent, but I'm not.
Sometimes we have off days. It's okay, Yeah. So you're
One.
Rogue One.
When he's in there, like he just
that's pure
pure
Vader. Yeah.
I did a video and I was just in the moment. I was like,
yeah.
We have a video of that. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's great.
I just
No, and I think that's a great point by Trent about like the emotion, like the prequel trilogy really kind of like
sets up.
You understand how tragic of a figure he is too. So when you're originally introduced to him, with A New Hope and everything, it's just like, oh, there's this is the big baddie, and then you get a bigger, broader sense of how this all happened, and it really kind of helps bring that redemption arc in
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
it really brings that into focus too.
That was the only thing he in Return of Jedi. He was slow, like he was still on his game, but he was a little bit slow when he'd fight Luke. He was cool when he just threw the
Yeah,
lightsaber.
but do you think? But part of it might have been like he just didn't have like
he know it was his son? He didn't have the guts.
he
to do
didn't
it.
he didn't have it in him. You know what I'm saying?
For
At that
what?
point,
For like the
Yeah.
because the Emperor lied to him from day one, from Jump Street, from day one. He's lying. I mean, he's not lying about one thing. He is the greatest Jedi. Like he's like the most talented and has the most potential. So he wants to have him on his team. Boop. So then he lies about like he just with Padme and everything and life, all the stuff. It's
But it would
all
be cool.
lies. He didn't know how to keep people alive.
But it would be cool. I feel like it would be cool if like what happens if Padme did survive and he turned to the dark side, or like if what's it called? Obi-Wan was there to help him and try to
They could
have
been
a
a
step
big
process about like, hey, it's like basically like if you want, it's like if you have if you have an addiction, it's like you basically like you have a step process where like, hey,
Yeah.
we talk, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
And if you ever like if it's just you like have a step process with what happens with
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of, for me, people say Darth Vader's a great villain, and I don't think he's a villain
Interesting.
because there's a redemption arc to his story, and it is a total fall from grace, and becomes the thing that he didn't want to be, but he is.
Yeah.
But there's this redemption arc at the end where he's like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to help my son fulfill the prophecy, honestly, bring it balance to the Force. I feel it's a truly like a Greek tragedy. It's a tragedy, like this is what happens if you go down the wrong path. But like anything in life, no matter how many bad decisions, you could still make a couple good decisions and turn things around, and so that's where I feel like I just love the redemption arc.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like
But who's
Palpatine, on the other hand, he bad. He just a bad dude. Like
That's true.
he's
Yeah.
true. Like he's
He's
truly evil.
He's like the old man, like on the.
He's
like,
the deceiver. He's the devil. He is like the truest. He is not being turned. But as you're talking about in Return of the Jedi, even before they go in front of the Emperor, Vader says it's too late for me, son. Obi-Wan used to talk that way as well. Like it's not happening. I'm stuck. I'm here. But
Yeah.
Luke's like, there's more. There's something in there. And Luke penetrates it with love, not hate.
Yeah, I think I cried at Return of the Jedi when he is at the campfire and you just see him like just. It gets me emotional. Like that. Gosh, why does that make me tear up?
Because it's so good. That's why. Because he was able to save his son in a way, but his son saved him. It's a fun little thing.
Yeah, it was
so,
very.
So if I make some bad decisions, just
Punch
help me out. Right, just punch me. Remember Darth Vader,
Or I was just. It's like.
But
who's the guy when he takes off the mask? That was like that was very calming. It was like the sounds like it's like, oh my gosh, that's what he looks like under.
yeah,
Who was the guy? Was it
that's a different actor. That's Alec Guinness's buddy Sebastian
That's
Shaw.
Sebastian.
Yeah. He
so many people who played him. We've met one of them. Oh, what's that?
Hold on, it's escaping me.
I can go grab the signature.
No, it's fine. It's the guy that played he was in Rogue One.
Tall glass of water.
yeah.
He was tall glass of water.
He was a tall drink of water.
You have to basically look up.
Yeah,
His name's escaping me at the moment, but yeah.
I'm gonna look it up right now because he was also the blue guy in the big blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bow, bow, bow,
He's the
bow.
one that stole Peter Quill's tape machine in the prison.
That was awesome. That was a good
And he's
one.
like that
Oh.
big honking blue guy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
come on.
More.
No, more. There he is. Spencer Wilding. That's it.
Okay.
Spencer.
Is
yeah.
that James? Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
James
yeah,
Earl
yeah,
Jones. Pam. No, it looked like Padme, but
No.
Padme, we know did she pass? Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
After when was it before? Like before the?
Do you want to watch the movies again? Because
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
fe-
they're all over the place.
Yes, can we? I'm sorry.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
rusty. I'm very rusty.
remember she died when giving birth to the twins, to Luke and Leia.
That's not Padme.
That is Padme.
I said Leia. You ding.
No, you said Padme. Let the record show. You said.
But yeah, the actors who played Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, passed
she
away
passed.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Look at this girl.
It was
She
just
looks-
recently her birthday.
It was. She was going to be 68. Yeah.
Did
Crazy.
she die at 50 or something like
No,
that?
she just died a couple years ago. Right before Last Jedi came out. So it's 2017.
Yeah, I feel like they had to do some reshoots because of when she passed. Like
Yeah, and when it's like the Return of the Jedi, where like the whole when they did like some kind of destroy. I think
Death Star.
no, I'm sorry,
It's okay. It's okay.
I can't think.
It's okay. How about
I want to say destroy. I don't know. It's destroy.
destroy?
It's the ship in the flip. It's like it crashes into
The Star Destroyer?
the flipping Star Destroyer. Yes,
The Star Destroyer
the one
going into the Death Star?
I think I'm gonna.
This is like a really bad version of ad libs. Like you're like fill in this blank, and you're like, oh, you know. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in a long time.
It's okay. It's okay.
We'll watch them.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's pretty much. You got the look, looks fantastic. You got the voice. It's awesome, and just
You spend like probably 5 minutes just
presence.
off topic.
This is fine.
One of the things that I really like, as far as like Empire, which is my favorite.
It's the best. Just
one of the things that I love about that is there's a certain like nonchalant nature that he has to him too at certain points. You know, he's basically like cracking jokes about guys that he's just choked out, and even his confrontation with Luke in the beginning, he's almost like toying with him. I don't know if you've ever noticed, like when they begin that duel, he's only using one hand.
Yeah.
Like on his lightsaber.
No, so
know?
like I love that scene in particular, which has a hidden Mickey in it. Just throwing it out there.
Hidden what?
A hidden Mickey. Oh, don't even get. That's a totally different.
Wait. Do you know you can there's if you ever go back, you probably will go back to Disney, but you'll see you look around. There's like mini TIE fighters and I think
In Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, and you could go on the app and you could like hack it or something, and it just like it goes.
But I think you can hack the cannons or something.
You can
like
hack the ship, so that's fun.
I don't.
You just solve this little maze and you're done. You go.
Right. I think you taught me something.
Right. Where were we at? Because I totally lost.
Darth Vader presence, joking.
The duel with
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right,
with
yeah.
Luke
So
in
like
Empire.
Luke, thank you, Chris. See, Chris is keeping us on target. I appreciate that. So
We're just
Luke,
Stay on target.
yeah, that's right. Stay on target. Luke is struggling hard. He's doing hot yoga in Dagobah. He's struggling hard to lift rocks and get them stacked and do the handstand. And you're just like, oh, Luke, you're doing it using the Force. And Vader shows up and he's like, yo, I can move this and I can move. And like, he doesn't have to move his hand or anything. He just sits there and like at that looks like, oh, he's like, he can't handle it. He can't handle. And then you really understand
why.
Like, it's like it's like in comic books. You understand the level. Like, dude, Darth Vader is up here and Luke, he's not they're not equal at that point.
Yeah.
It's just
But
like
he does become.
I mean, he went through like two weeks of hot yoga with Yoda, and just like
Yeah, he's just running through the jungle with a little frog guy on his back, and
Take a break yourself.
yeah.
oh,
I
man.
love the
Go in this dark cave. Don't worry
Yes,
about
that's
it.
what I was
Just-
about to say.
dark cave.
That was
is-
awesome when he cuts off the head and you just sees his face. It's like, what the heck?
That could be his future, bro. That's what it's about, dude.
Oh, really?
The Force, Force telling you.
That was cool. And and I love like.
You want a fun fact about that?
Yes.
That's actually Mark Hamill. Like, they just did a camera effect where that's actually him in the helmet, but it looks like it's a floaty pad, but it's not. It's actually him, because they didn't have time to make like a replica Luke. They just threw him in the helmet. And
They put like a hole in the floor, and he like stuck his head through into like the helmet.
No.
He's like,
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, he said it was hard not to blink because there was like smoke and stuff
Yeah.
in his face, and
You know what? Mark Hamill needs a retro Oscar for Empire Strikes Back, because it's just him and a puppet, and it's like the most magical stuff.
honestly.
Honestly, even now, I'm like, you can fool me. You can fool me every day. I'd be like, dude, Yoda's real, Luke's real, everything's real.
Do you know? And also, I love the one. I laughed so hard when I was a kid with like when he's trying to steal the cookie, that little
the
raisin.
little granola bar is the best.
yeah,
Oh,
the guy literally loses his spaceship in a swamp, and then he just goes right to the Lunchables. He opens up the
he's stealing the
Lunchables.
snacks. Yoda's and this is a Jedi Master. And Yoda's like, man, I need my snack game on. Boop, 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 boop. And he knows R2. That's the other thing. R2's like, bro, don't be stealing my thing.
And also, wait, who would you like? You always have this debate. You like Qui-Gon Jinn, but you like Yoda. Which one would you choose? Like,
Oh, Qui-Gon, 100%.
why? What's wrong with Yoda?
Qui-Gon cracked the code, man. Qui-Gon figured out how to be in the Force after death.
Touche.
So here's a question. When I did a podcast with a friend of mine about the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
And this was the question that was posed to me by my friend. Do you think that when Qui-Gon saw Anakin, that he knew or he could foresee what was going to happen with Anakin? Or do you think that, things, I'm of the mind that things kind of spiraled out of control once Qui-Gon was,
Yes.
was out of the
because he was
picture?
balanced.
No, but Qui-Gon was if you read the like if you go to the books and stuff like that, but I mean you still get it from the movie as like he knew the prophecy, he understood the
and that's why he didn't want him to train.
And when he met Anakin and things started to happen on Tatooine to get him off planet, he's like, there's something here. And then obviously they have to do the midichlorian count just to show like, bro, this guy is off the charts.
Actually.
It's like, yeah. So I think, I don't know. I truly believe Qui-Gon Jinn thought Anakin was the chosen one. 100%. I just don't know if you foresee that dark path.
Yeah.
Same with Yoda, kind of sensed it, but not like truly.
Yeah.
It was, and also it's like I love Yoda, and I love Qui-Gon Jinn. It's so hard to choose between.
Well,
Why do you choose Qui-Gon?
they can still be in the your Mount Rushmore of Jedi Masters.
But who, like, Mace Windu's one? Mace Windu's awesome.
He was just on Fallon the other night and said, "Mace is alive, bro." It's like,
Wait, what?
Hey, I mean, hey, if
Wait, how is he alive?
if Mace can be alive, Tech can be alive.
Yes!
It's just
yes,
But
that's true.
I saw this video of, like,
Because remember, Revenge of the Sith.
yes, I know.
Anakin cuts off his
his
hands.
hands, and he goes, ah!
and then he falls.
and then he goes out the window.
Absolute power. So,
But he like Palpatine survived with the lightning shock.
it's true. He did not look good afterwards, though.
But you know, like
he got a Sith makeover. He's
do
like,
you know,
man, I'm gonna get a bunch of ugly here.
you can be like there's a couple Jedi's that are blind and or like blind. You don't need no hands. Kanan. Yes,
Yeah.
I was trying to think of him.
Yeah.
Kanan.
Yeah.
He's blind. Ezra accidentally did it.
It's okay. Yeah.
But he forgave him. No,
That's-
who controlled him though? Was it?
Maul was with Maul and Ezra. Yeah. All right, here we're gonna land the plane. We're gonna try to land this plane.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
All right, we're
try
gonna
to
do a
sit back.
speed round. Speed round. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Can you want to read the first one? You got to ask Chris this question.
Favorite movie?
Favorite Star Wars movie?
Empire.
Ah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Me. Okay. Favorite spaceship?
No, we're gonna go around and say what is our.
Oh, okay. Everybody's
Everybody's
getting
included.
Yeah, it'd be-
Okay.
It's
It's
just
a community speed round. Okay.
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite? What's your favorite
Revenge
movie?
of the Sith. Easy.
Revenge of the Sith.
Easy.
I'm with Chris. Empire Strikes Back is the best.
The original. It's OG. The AT-ATs were. It was awesome. Everything about that movie was
Okay.
awesome.
Favorite spaceship, Chris?
Millennium Falcon.
Same.
Same?
It's just. It's the Razor Crest
Razor Crest is a good one.
or it's that or the Millennium Falcon. Wait, it's that.
Hey, this is a speed round. This is like the first thing that comes off. You're
No,
like,
it is. It goes Razor Crest,
No,
Boba
shoot.
Fett, just Razor Crest, because there's so many cool compartments and all that fun stuff. I'm too much. I know. I'll leave.
B-Wing. Love me some B-Wing.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. You ask next question.
Favorite character.
Favorite character.
That's what I said.
Favorite character? I would say from the original trilogy, Han Solo. But of the newer stuff,
Yeah.
I love Ahsoka. I think that she's
Ahsoka's awesome.
she's awesome. She's spunky, she's confident, and we basically watch her grow up before our eyes, So
She's
Ahsoka.
awesome. Yeah, she is awesome. Favorite character, you?
No, you.
Me? Boba Fett. Duh.
Okay, Boba
Yeah,
Fett.
I love Boba Fett.
Yeah,
I
we
just,
know.
Oh, so the book of Boba Fett must have really broken your heart.
Hey, we're trying to keep everything happy
Sorry, we're
here.
keeping it positive.
Don't,
We're keeping it positive.
don't.
Okay.
It's not as good as it should have been. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, there's a little.
They should have been a whole episode of him just getting on the Sarlacc. Let's just be real, like a whole episode, and they do it in like 2 minutes. I'm like, I've been waiting 40 years for this. This is what I get.
Oh,
Get off my lawn. Okay.
Get off my lawn.
Uh,
For character, probably for Dark Side's
Yeah.
Maul or Darth Vader. Or for like in between, probably Dark Raven. Raven's awesome. Raven's and probably Chewbacca. Chewbacca's awesome. What?
I love it. I love
It's
it.
fast.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. There's no speedy about this. Favorite weapon.
Favorite weapon? It's got to be Maul's lightsaber. Or
Very nice.
I'm also a big fan of the dark saber. So I
Dark
either
Saber's
of those.
tight.
Yeah, but you have to be one with it. If it's like two, that's gonna be this small.
Yeah.
But you have to be willed in, ready to poke and.
Yeah. What's your favorite weapon?
Where you have it somewhere here? It's your
What?
not the big vacuum cleaner thing. Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the other one that broke in half. It was like
The
the
DLT
227.
227.
I know.
No, there's DLT 19.
Yes, that one's awesome.
That's it's one of the larger British kind of looking guns.
Yeah, you can be like you can mount that thing. Go dum dum dum. What?
That's right. E11. Can't go wrong. That's the best blaster, stormtrooper blaster. So good.
But they missed too many times.
We already went through it, bro. Now we didn't go through the armor part because that's a totally different story for a different day. But favorite creature.
Chewbacca. Just
That's
awesome.
not a creature.
And I feel like I've been
Sure.
learning a lot more about creatures too, with like the creature features and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go classic. I'm gonna go Ewok. Like those guys are just, they
No,
got
no.
All
personality, and
right,
they're just
hold
trying to
on.
make a living, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna nerd card you because it's like
Or
Okay.
geek
they're
card.
they're sentient. Like so they're a species. Like an Ewok is a species where like
Okay.
if a tauntaun who's non-sentient, that would be a creature.
Because
know?
they don't have.
Okay.
It
But
looks
you
like-
could. I'll take favorite species Ewok. I'm down with that. That's cool. I'm cool with that.
You?
Creature.
Yeah.
Wampa.
It's Wampa or
You can't. I mean, it's just classic. You can't.
there's so many good creatures.
There is. It's
Top
a-
50. Like, go all the way down.
We're just gonna keep on going. Yeah.
It's Wampa.
I mean, banthas are great. Everybody's great. Yeah.
It's Wampa. Wampa. What's that? What's Obi-Wan ride in Revenge of the Sith?
Oh, of Ractal.
Ractal.
Yeah.
And what's the? I was thinking of the other one. Oh, Rancor.
Oh,
Rancor Ross.
Oh, of course the Rancor.
I mean,
I love.
the little potato head. Oh man, I
What's
love
potato?
that.
Oh,
He's like a little crabby potato. He's just so.
he's
cool.
so cute. Like
he's cute.
he's cute in a way, but like I love how they did a puppet. I'm like, how much is that for a puppet? Like 60 grand.
60 grand.
It's an estimate. I don't know. 60 grand. You know? And now you're just like, I'll just be playing with like, you should see me in the corner with like Luke and
Yeah. Yeah, man. Movie magic. All right. As we wrap this up, are you excited for Skeleton Crew?
I am. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see like kids in Star Wars who aren't getting slaughtered by you know,
be cool
and
if-
like it. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was my fault. My fault. That was,
All right.
That was my fault.
Basically, like Star Wars was made for kids. Whether it's kids or like the kid in us, it's what it's made for. So like to actually have kids who are getting screen time and something live action, I'm super stoked for it. Plus, I think that there's going to be an opportunity for us to like discover some new worlds and things like that.
Yeah.
Which are things that I really hoped would happen.
We've
some of
seen
the shows.
Tatooine one too many times. We're
Yeah,
done.
like with Book of Boba Fett, I thought, okay, this is going to be like all about the galactic underworld. We're going to see a bunch of cool places.
Yeah.
And then we with the Acolyte being during the High
Not real
Republic
good.
era, I was just like, we're going to see some cool places, and like
We did.
there
There
was
was
some cool world building, but
It was only
like,
the 2 episodes.
I want
that were
more.
good. So how many episodes were there in total? 11?
Eight.
So 8 minus 2.
The 6.
6.
Yeah.
There's 6 just bad. It was, what did we 7
All
and
right.
a quarter?
Okay.
Sorry.
You gotta get you
All
out
right.
here. You're soapbox.
How about you? Are you guys looking forward to
Yeah,
Skeleton Crew?
I'm in love with Neil. Neil, our little Artulian, or I don't forget.
We got the ship.
Yeah, we do have the ship. I got the don't break it. Ah! Yeah, so we got this is the Onyx
Nice.
like
I think
cinder.
it's in here.
Yeah, Neil's in here. I mean, Neil's hanging out. They got cookies and let's see, where is he at?
Yeah.
Neil, where are you? Oh, there he is.
Don't break it.
So cute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna break him. Look at this guy.
Right?
He's just the cutest little guy. I just love Neil. Like Neil, love you. So cute.
Besides,
yeah.
besides what's his name? Narf. Not Narf.
Narf. That's He-Man. That's like,
No, not Narf.
or that's that's Thundercats. Narf.
That's right.
Yeah. What? He's like the little looking like beaver looking thing.
The beaver-looking thing.
He's from Athlete.
Oh no, I didn't want to drop Basil. I want to
Basil!
drop kick Basil. Boom. Double drop. Anyways,
I
I'm
need to
super
catch
excited
up.
for Skeleton Crew. I kind of like it, Goonies in space. I'm all for
Yeah.
it. They had me with the wolf guy named Brutus, and I was like,
Who's Brutus?
Brutus. I haven't heard Brutus since Brutus the Barber Beefcake, baby.
Yeah, I know.
I know. And they got all these like he's got like 6 space shooter, space pirate blasters on his thing. I'm like, yeah, it's like excessively awesome. Like,
It's like you go do.
just like, hey, I got this.
No, like here you go. But like imagine it's like one shot per bullet. Like you have to go. You just like have to blind shot almost. And like
technically those are called slug throwers when you have to use real live ammo, but it's okay. All right, all right. So let's with light it all up. Our section. Let we got to hear from everybody. Big T Little T podcast at gmail.com. What is your favorite Star Wars spaceship? Email us. And you can be. I mean, you can be like Chris here. He emails us. I'm like, you gotta be on the show. I mean, that's how it's like. Oh man. So, well, okay, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. You can find us on socials: Big T Little T podcast Instagram, BLILT podcast on X, Twitch.tv.
I do.
Twitch.tv/Big T Little T. This is Ellie. Hi, Ellie. And we want to hear from you. So we got stickers. So please comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. And you could drop us a question like, what's your favorite spaceship? Or are you excited for the Acolyte? No. Are you excited for Skeleton Crew? That's the next one.
Acolyte
Acolyte on my brain. Okay, Chris, where can people find you?
So I'm on the socials, Instagram, Threads, and X, Twitter.
It's Twitter.
All yeah.
Twitter.
I'm also on Facebook. You can pretty much just search for me to find me there. The Mazas Musings podcast. And I also have a website where you can find all the information, mazasmusings.wordpress.com. So that's all the information. There's all past episodes and contact information and all that kind of stuff. And you do a
newsletter too.
So, yes, and you can also sign up for the newsletter on the website, and it's the website or the newsletter comes out every Wednesday, kind of lets you know what's happening with the next episode.
Nice.
If you missed an episode, what's next, or what missed,
happened, what was in the past,
and also other things that I find interesting or that you might find interesting.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times I'll boost other podcasts. I'll say, hey, this was a great episode of this, or hey, I just found this cool podcast.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
And also sometimes if I come across something like a contest or something that I think people would like, I'll throw stuff like that on it too. So there's a little bit of everything on there. It's
nice.
And basically it's just a way to connect with people one more way. So
yeah, that's so cool. I love it. Yeah. Like I said, I was reading it this morning. I was like, hey, we made the newsletter. I'm like, all right.
Wait, did we get?
Yeah, you put us in a newsletter, brother. Yeah, I'll show you.
What about the from C2E2 with what's her name? Young Princess Leia. We haven't got nothing.
Okay.
Like,
all right. So, how do we end this, buddy?
Truly wonderful, the mind of a child is.
Oh, like a professional. And may the force be with you always.
Always.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, thank you, lady. She says recording in progress. Everything look good on your end? Your settings good? Everything's great? All right, cool.
Yep, looks that way.
All right, awesome. All right, you ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
You ready to do this? Are you ready to do this?
No, really. Yeah.